it's Tuesday. Let's talk about cleaning your devices. To my little friends, I love this little thing. This is like the best thing I've ever gotten for my computer. We'll talk about that in a second. It is Tuesday, or whatever day it is that you are coming to this. We're gonna fill up our cups and we're gonna have a little chat. We sure are. Do you ever notice how, even though I love iced coffee year round, but I love my very first cup of coffee to be a warm cup of coffee. Do you feel the same way? Or first drink of the day to be warm, and then I can do iced. I can do iced in the middle of the winter. It doesn't matter. But the very first cup, I want it to be warm. Anyway, unrelated, but it is spring cleaning and, spring cleaning time at FWA. And I know the weather is like funky, it's hot, it's cold, but we're just going to dive in. And I want to get to some of those hard to reach places. And this past year especially, we have been using our devices a lot from the moment that we wake up until the moment we go to sleep. And a lot of us are teleworking or some form of teleworking, and we're making use of those devices. So how often do you actually clean them? How often do you sanitize your device? How often do you even turn off your device? It's a little scary to think about. Like from the moment that we wake up to the moment that we go to bed, think about how many times you touch your phone, you touch your tablet, if you have one, you touch your laptop, your computer. Think about how many times you touch it. Think about the places that you take those devices. You know what I mean. We need to clean them, right? How many people clean their devices regularly? I'll admit, I did not clean my phone regularly until the complete scare of the pandemic started last spring. And it was like, oh my gosh, the virus can live on surfaces. Oh my gosh, keep your boxes outside if you get something delivered. Like that whole scare really forced me to think about how much I clean my phone. My computer screen, so I have some really fun tools that I like to use. So my computer screen I cleaned more often, but my phone, not so much. So we're going to talk about the things that I've started doing, and I'm going to give you some tools and tricks and tips to hopefully start implementing yourself. And I don't want to freak you out, but we definitely have some weird things growing on our devices. So when I walk you through a typical day, so it's first thing in the morning, maybe you look at your phone, maybe that's the first thing that you do. I used to do that. And then when at the very beginning of the pandemic, I probably looked at my devices way more. I get an update. I look at my usage every week. And I probably looked at my device more toward the beginning of the pandemic just because everything was uncertain. So many things were happening. And then as time rolled on, and I think really when summer really rolled around, I stopped. I went back to my normal routine, which is get up and drink a glass of water, journal, meditate, and then look at my phone. It makes you so much less stressed if you don't look at your phone first thing. I promise. If the first thing you do is wake up and look at your email, your day is from there. Get up, do the things that matter to you first, and then look at your devices. But anyway, you're probably reaching for that device pretty early, first thing in the morning. And you might do a little bit of this before you go to sleep. So in your daily routine, you might rely on 1 to 6 different devices. I know for me, when I first get started, I have 2 computers that I use for work if I'm teleworking. I have my phone that I use. I always have it on either a playlist or something in the background, a little bit of fun background noise to get me pumped up in the morning, or in the afternoon, it's usually a little softer. I rely on my phone for when I am, running around. If I'm listening to a podcast, when I take my dog for a walk, I'm relying on my AirPods. Just so many things. And I have a tablet. I have a different computer that I use for fitness classes and for filming. So just throughout the day, I probably have 6 different devices that I'm using regularly. So it's a lot, and you're touching your face, you're touching other things, and then you're touching those devices. So we just want to make sure that we are thoroughly cleaning, we're sanitizing, and we have some kind of daily routines. I've turned wiping my phone and my computer kind of like into a daily ritual, like brushing your teeth. And I thought about it a lot at first, and now I just kind of do it. I reach for the items and start to clean it off. So the first thing, so I've got like 5 tips for cleaning your devices. The first thing is find a microfiber daily cleaning cloth. And this one you're gonna keep dry. So for a daily wipe down, I use something dry. I don't use like a liquid thing every single day. And this is like my go-to. This is so fun. I got this at the Container Store for like $3 and I love it. So it is microfiber. Again, I don't put water or anything wet on this one. I keep this one dry, but it like fits in I love that your fingers fit in it because then you can like really get close to it. So I use this to wipe down my laptop screen. I use this to wipe down my keyboard for my computers. For my phone, I've started using, I know this is bad, you should probably have like a reusable thing, but I was gifted these wipes. They're called mobile screen wipes. So I've been using a wipe for my phone just because that's probably the highest used thing that I use every single day. But get into a routine of using something every single day. So again, I use something dry, a dry microfiber for my screen, and then I use a little wipe for my phone. I used to use this for my phone too, but I use it so much, I really wanted something that would like sanitize it every single day. And then when it comes time to using a specialty cleaner, which I'll probably wipe down like once a week now, I love, this stuff is called eye clear. So you just spray it onto a microfiber cloth and you use that to wipe it down. So with sanitizers, with anything with moisture, do not spray it directly onto your device. Learn that the hard way. Don't do that. Don't do that. Don't spray it directly onto your device. Put it on a microfiber cloth. Don't use paper towels to clean off a screen. You are going to scratch it and it's going to suck. So onto the microfiber, use that for the screen. So I'll do that once a week for my computers. And yes, multiple, and my tablet. I'll wipe those down once a week. Be careful with the ports, any open spaces. Don't run the wet cloth over those. Instead, I'll use like a cotton swab or a toothpick in case anything has gotten inside. I will like turn my computer over in case there's anything that needs to like fall out of it. But if you're doing it like once, if this is the first time you're doing it in a long time, I would like dry clean it down and then turn it over and like shake it out a little bit, not too hard. Shake it out a little bit in case if you eat near your computer, like whatever, no judgment, but there might be things stuck in there. So you wanna like, turn it over if you've got a laptop or if you have a keyboard, turn that thing over and clean it off. And then make sure everything is powered down and then you can use your cleaner if you have a cleaner. If you don't have a cleaner, this I think was like, well, this is a small travel version, but yes, I know it's a travel version. It's crazy. I think it might have been like $12. I'll post the link to everything I'm using in my blog post, but you can also do 1 part vinegar and 1 part distilled water, or 1 part alcohol, 1 part water, and put it in a little spray bottle, and that works just as great. It kind of cleans it down pretty good. The other thing I'll use is like a little pressure, a little air, like a can of air, and you can use that against your keyboard. That way you can get all those like really hard to reach spaces. However, again, do not use a can of air or like any kind of pressure along the sides of your computer in the ports. Don't do that because you could potentially damage it. So just use the air on your keyboard, on the top part of your laptop, or if you have a separate keyboard, use it on the keyboard. I have a compressed air duster that I love. I will link in my blog post, but I'll probably do that like once a month, once every other month, not as frequently as like the dry wipe down. Because when you're typing, you might have some things on your fingers, so using that microfiber to like wipe off your keyboard is gonna make such a difference. And I'm even like, I wanna do it right now. So that's what I use for my kind of like daily, and then maybe monthly or every other month I'll do the eye clear, and I'll use the pressure air duster to get all the little like pieces out. And don't forget about the external things. So that's 4 things. So one is do something for your daily. Figure out what your daily thing is. So I like to wipe down my phone, and I like to use this to wipe it down that's dry. And then find a specialty cleaner, or do that 1 part vinegar, 1 part water, or 1 part alcohol, 1 part water. Use that like once a month. And then make sure you're removing covers from your devices when you're cleaning them, especially your phone. Like, when's the last time you removed your phone from its cover? Has it been a minute? Like, let it breathe. Take it out, clean it all down. Again, with the ports, any of the spaces where you're entering, like you're putting your headphones or jacks or anything into, don't use a wipe in those areas. Maybe take a little toothpick or a cotton swab very gently to get any gunk out of those areas, but make sure you're removing the cover. If you use a cover for your tablet or for your laptop, make sure you're removing those things before you clean it. But of course, make sure that it is completely powered down when you're doing that. Just trust me, just make sure it's powered down. So that's 3. And then I like to use the air pressure on the keyboards. That's 4. And my final tip is don't forget about the things that you plug into your computer. So if you have, or your phone, if you have headphones, even if you have AirPods, your cord that connects to your devices, don't forget about those things too. I like to do a pretty frequent check on those things just to make sure no cords are frayed. I'll even like take the microfiber and wipe off the cords once a month just in case they've collected any dust. Usually for like my tablet, my laptop, I'm moving it so much that I'm unplugging, replugging, that it doesn't really get any dust on it. But it's just a good, you know, anything that you're putting in your ears, clean those off. I honestly just use a cotton swab to clean them off. If I feel like I need something that's a little sanitized, I might dip it in a little bit of rubbing alcohol first and then kind of wipe it down. But I wouldn't spray those things directly either. And again, this is just coming from the past year of like sanitize, clean everything craziness. And some of the stuff I really only do like once a month or once every other month, but the dry microfiber wipe down and the little sanitizer wipes for my phone, I do every day. Just because I'm sure you are too. I'm a very power user when it comes to my devices. Like, I cannot do my jobs without them. And I know that I'm touching things and I'm around everything. So I just like to kind of give it a good little wipe down. For my phone, I'll take the cover off probably once a month, or I mean, it's kind of become every other month, but just to give it a chance to be cleaned completely. And, you know, in an ideal world, we clean our devices like every day or once a week, but I know the reality is that maybe this is the first time that you might have done it or thought about it, and you're going to give it a good little cleaning this week or this weekend. But, you know, making it part of your daily ritual or making it part of a habit like brushing your teeth, it makes everything so much better. Like, and when you can see your devices and they're clean and they're free of smudges, like, it just brings you into this better mindset and headspace that I feel like my work is better when I do those things. So yeah, get into those hard to reach spaces, start to get at those devices. Yeah, let me know. Are you doing these things? Are you good about cleaning your devices? Is this the first time you've really thought about it? Truthfully, sometimes, like, because of planned obsolescence with devices, like, we replace devices so frequently. I don't usually. So this past year I've purchased so many new things because of working remotely and, you know, teaching virtually. So I've replaced a lot of my devices, so I bought brand new, which makes me even more wanting to like clean them off every single day and like, don't touch it, don't have liquids near it, like, let's keep it away from everything. But, you know, I know the reality is that most people like eat near their computer. The computer serves as your life, and you know, so it might be a little sticky, might be a little gross, might be time to start cleaning it. So let me know if you use those tricks. Again, I'm going to post the link to all the fun stuff that I like to use in my blog post, which I'll link right to this video. And let me know if you're doing anything really fun with cleaning your devices that you just want to share with everybody, because the more we know, the more we grow. So that sounds good. Thank you guys. Have a great rest of your day, and we will be back for more spring cleaning tips next week. Bye.